When we talk about AI security, we all imagine these super complex sci-fi attacks, right? But what if I told you the biggest threat to these genius systems is, well, it's the front door. Yep, the number one way hackers are getting into AI environments is surprisingly old school. They're just stealing the keys. All right, before we really get into it, just a quick heads up. This is part 8 of a big 10-part series we're doing on AI security. Today, we're really focusing on this one super important piece of the puzzle. But hey, if you want the whole story, the full report from Virtualization Options LLC goes into way, way more detail. Okay, let me throw a number at you, and I really want you to let this sink in. 39%. Yep, nearly 40% of all cyber incidents start with stolen credentials. Think about that. This isn't some fancy new AI problem, it's a people problem, and it's poking a huge gaping hole in the armor of our most cutting-edge tech. And that right there, that brings us to the real battlefield for AI security. It's not happening inside some complex algorithm. Nope, it's happening in this simple, human-sized hole we call identity and access. And why is this such a big deal? Well, because AI systems, they're just built differently than your standard IT setup. Just take a look at how this works. Think of an AI pipeline kind of like a digital assembly line, right? You've got all these interconnected parts, from data collection all the way to deployment. It's a huge, complex chain, often spread across different clouds and on-premise servers. And everyone's rushing to build the next big thing, so security sometimes, well, it gets pushed to the side. So what happens when just one person's password gets snatched? That one password becomes a master key, a skeleton key that unlocks every single station on this entire assembly line. And yeah, that's pretty terrifying. So you're probably wondering, how does this actually go down? Well, attackers have this down to a science. They've got a playbook, and it's brutally effective. And believe it or not, this whole sophisticated attack often kicks off with something you probably see every single day, a simple, sneaky email. Here's how the chain reaction starts. Step 1. A phishing email lands in an AI developer's inbox. Looks legit. They click, they type in their login info. Boom. Step 2. Credentials compromised. The attacker's in. But here's the thing. They never just stop at the front door. Their real goal is to start moving around, exploring the network to find the really juicy stuff. And once they find it, they set up shop. They establish persistence, making it incredibly hard to get them out. And that third step, lateral movement, is absolutely key to understand. Once an attacker has a developer's login, they're not just going to hang out in the dev environment. No way. They use that initial foothold to pivot, to move sideways through the whole network. It's like they're hopping from one unlocked room to the next, getting deeper and deeper inside, until they hit the jackpot, the crown jewels. We're talking the live production models, the confidential training data, the company's entire secret sauce. So this all leads to a massive question, right? If the bad guy is using a real password and a real username, they look exactly like a regular employee. So how in the world do you fight an enemy who's already inside walking around with the keys to the entire castle? Well, the answer is you have to get really good at spotting digital ghosts. You need ways to see past the valid password and actually recognize the malicious person pulling the strings. This is where the counteroffensive begins, with detection. These days, detection is way more sophisticated than just checking a password. It's about using AI to watch for behavior that just seems off. I mean, think about it. An employee who always works from Ohio suddenly logs in from Eastern Europe at 3 a.m.? That's a huge red flag. Or what if they start trying to access files they've never needed before? Another red flag. We can even get as granular as analyzing how someone types or moves their mouse, that's called behavioral biometrics, to see if it matches their normal pattern. All these little signals get fed into one central system that connects the dots and says, hey, something's not right here. Okay, so you found them. Now what? The second you spot an intruder, a giant clock starts ticking. You have to move fast. A rapid, decisive, and super organized response is absolutely crucial to stop the bleeding and kick the attacker out for good. And that response follows a really clear 4-step playbook. Step 1, immediately revoke their credentials. Bam, the door is slammed shut and locked. Step 2, you start the forensic work. Audit every single thing that account touched to figure out what they saw, what they took. Step 3, you go on a hunt. You have to track down every trace of that lateral movement to make sure they didn't leave behind any hidden back doors. And finally, step 4, you patch the hole. You harden your security and fix whatever weakness let them get in to begin with. But finding and kicking out intruders, that's only half the battle. That's playing defense. The real goal, the end game, is to stop them from ever getting in at all. And that requires a complete shift in how we think about security. We need to move to a strategy called zero trust. So what the heck is zero trust? The concept is actually really simple, but it's incredibly powerful. The core idea is never trust, always verify. That's it. It doesn't matter who you are or where you are. Inside the office, working from home, every single time you try to access anything, you have to prove who you are. The whole model is built on the assumption that a breach is going to happen. It's not a question of if, but when. So how do you actually build this zero trust fortress? Well, it comes down to a few key things. First, you have to enforce really strong multi-factor authentication. And I mean the good stuff, the phishing-resistant kind, like a physical key, not just a simple text code. Second, you automate everything. You automatically review who has access to what, so people don't collect permissions they no longer need. Third, you train your people. You make them your human firewall, teaching them how to spot phishing attacks. And finally, you turn the tables and use AI to fight AI, deploying smart tools that can detect these identity threats automatically. I think this quote just nails it. The future of AI security isn't about trying to build some perfect, impenetrable wall. Because let's be real, that's just not possible. It's about building systems that are resilient, systems that can take a punch, detect what happened, respond, recover, and then learn from it to get even stronger for next time. So let's wrap this up. I just want to leave you with one final thought to chew on. We pour so much money, so much brain power into making our AI systems smarter than ever. But what's the point of all that genius if the front door is wide open? So I'll ask you this. Is your front door, that simple, everyday password, actually the weakest link in your entire AI strategy?